What's up everyone? Welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. Today we have another comparisons ball review featuring the new Storm DNA Coil. As always, we have a straight player and a power player that's going to compare to a handful of different bowling balls. First up, we have Derek, our power player. Let's see what he has to say about the reactive gloss finish and his expectations for this bowling ball.
If you guys have been following me for a while, you know I am not the biggest fan of shiny stuff. I throw it 100 miles an hour. Typically, they all never hook, especially anything with reactive gloss. I really struggle with the reactive gloss, so my expectations aren't very high. Haven't thrown the thing yet, so we'll see what it has to offer. But typically, I've struggled with reactive gloss. But I am super excited to compare it across a couple different bowling balls from a couple different brands. In my opinion, probably two of the biggest hitters out there right now, the Virtual Energy Blackout and of course the Track Theorem. That ball has been a huge winner, so we'll see how it stacks up. That was wild. We missed once, made the move, and we threw like, what, an 8 or a 9 bagger there. This ball's sick. It did not struggle to get around the corner for me, and I have not touched the surface at all, which is extremely surprising. So this ball's looking really, really good so far. Let's see how it stacks up against the other ones. Next will be the Virtual Energy Blackout. I'm impressed. It's really, really close. For the Virtual Energy Blackout, I did take a 3000 pad to it right after I drilled this ball a couple months back. So I did take the shine off this one because it wasn't very good for me when it was shiny. And this DNA is keeping up. I have them about one board different. The Virtual Energy is, of course, just a little bit sooner because it isn't shiny. But for me, I think the DNA is honestly rolling a heck of a lot better because the energy is getting extremely, extremely sideways compared to the DNA is a little bit more forward for me, which I typically really like. And it's fit in a spot that I really enjoy. Last ball will be the Track Theorem. I have this DNA rolling better than all of them. These balls are all really, really good. The Theorem has obviously been probably the biggest hit for track in a while, and a lot of people are throwing it. The same thing, a super clean, responsive bowling ball, and it still looks really good, but this coil looks amazing in comparison to them. I am so impressed. I think by no surprise, this ball is the absolute nuts. This ball is really good. I think a lot of different people are going to benefit from this ball, anywhere from your straight players to your guys that hook it a lot. Anywhere from kind of that transition piece on house or later in the day in tournaments when you're bowling on something that's a little bit longer and you need to start getting out of like your big asymmetrical pearls. I think it's going to be that perfect ball to step into. I think it's going to be really good with the shine on it too, which is surprising. I think reactive gloss has kind of struggled in the past. I think that's no surprise to anyone. And I think this one looks really good with it on it. So I think a lot of people are going to benefit from it. I'm looking forward to throwing it on a couple different things, maybe not so much friction to see if it still kind of is that good for me. Because that's kind of one area where I struggle when I start to see the pearl balls is when they're not as wide open and flying like they are now. When I got to kind of straighten up with them, they kind of get away from me and I don't think they're very good. So we'll see what they do. I think it'll be a little bit of a learning curve over the course of the next couple weeks with the thing, but for right now, this ball's nuts. It's so good.
So I never used the original DNA, but I feel like people either really liked it or didn't like it as much. So I did hear mixed reviews. So I didn't really have any expectations going in with the DNA coil. So I have no previous biases or opinions. So I was going in with a clean slate. I will be comparing it to the Absolute and the Attention Star. I love it. I think it's really strong. It goes long and then flips, and I absolutely love that ball motion, and so I'm really liking it. I struck a lot, so I'm really happy with it. To see how the Absolute compares. I love the Absolute, it's my tried and true, so I'm really interested to see what it does. Absolute is pretty comparable. I think I was expecting a little bit that the Absolute would be stronger, but they're pretty close to each other, I would think, and the DNA Coil is really strong, so I would say it's pretty comparable to the Absolute. Now I'm going to compare it to the Attention Star. Attention Star is a little bit weaker. I was at least a board right compared to the DNA Coil, but I do think that the DNA Coil is stronger, but I think it's versatile, and compared to the Attention Star, I think it's going to be a really good addition into my bag when I need that stronger pearl. I'm going to give the DNA Coil a nuts rating. It rolled fantastic. The ball motion was great. I can't wait to add it to my bag, either for league or even a sport shot. I think it is really versatile, and I think anyone can kind of benefit from using this ball, depending on their layout and the way that they drill it. But I think really anyone can use it, and it's going to be a nice revamp from the DNA.
We hope you found this video useful. As always, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.